Engines roar! Let's go! Cars hitting that track, helmet strapped tight, and a man up front setting the show. AK on the rail, BJ in the mix, Bobby Joe going low, pushing for that spot. Monkey Man dives in, Viper holds lane, Lover Boy keeps the pace, Flash making the moves. Rusty keeps rolling, Pilot's on call, race control watching, keeping us all in line. Grip that wheel, hold your line, hear the crowd, feel the climb. Every lap we come alive, one more turn, we thrive. Hard to hard, we run this track. Hard to hard, no looking back. Turn by turn, we stay in sync. Hard to hard, we hit that bank. Hard to hard, we move as one. Hard to hard, till the race is done. Speed zone flash on the screen. Hard to hard, living the dream. Woo! Living the dream. Checker flag dreams under our name. Late break action, nobody gives. Potters on the radio, keep it clean. We hug that curve, sharp and mean. Dan the man laughs, take it wide. AK and BJ side by side. Bobby Joe cuts and Monkey Man moves high. Viper stays cool, Lover Boy sets the lines. Flash brings heat, Rusty brings grit. Speed zone cameras catch every hit. Grip that wheel, hold your line. Hear the crowd, feel the climb. Every lap we come alive. One more turn, we thrive. Hard to hard, we run this track. Hard to hard, no looking back. Turn by turn, we stay in sync. Hard to hard, we hit that gas. Hard to hard, we move as one. Hard to hard, till the race is done. Speed zone it till the end on the screen. Living the dream. When the night gets loud and the tires scream, we don't break apart, we chase the dream. Left to right, we hold the gas. Name by name, we race the line. Hard to hard. Hard to hard. Hard to hard. Hard to hard. Hard to hard, we run this track. Hard to hard, no looking back. Turn by turn, we stay in sync. Hard to hard, we hit that gas. Hard to hard, we move as one. Hard to hard, till the race is done. Speed down on the screen, engines roar. Living the dream.
Finding a local, experienced custom home builder and remodeling contractor is a challenge. Since March of 1993, with a commitment to change and improve the quality of workmanship in this trade, Andrew Lohmeyer has strived to build his company to be the best in Maryland and build not just customer contacts, but friendships. ALC Contractors is an award-winning custom home builder serving clients of Central Maryland. A custom home builder that works with you every step of the way, from the design process to the completed project. If you'd like to see examples of our custom homes up close, just ask and we can give you some references. Contact us today to learn more about our custom homes, green homes, home additions, garages, home theaters, and kitchen remodeling projects. We can turn your dreams into reality. Call us at 410-356-7300 for your free home additions remodeling quote. ALC Contractors.
The heat of Florida will certainly put these drivers to the test, as every one of them will have to figure out how to nail down this very multi-lane groove track and the speeds that it carries. This is Homestead Miami Speedway, and the next stop, in which is their second to final drive for the Heart to Heart Motorsports IROC Series. Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway and today's showcase on Speed Zone TV. Hi everyone, I am the dead man with the hot mic in hand. My name indeed is Christian Shriver, and I am here with you to settle on down and settle some scores as we get ready to bring it on in to the trackside. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Let's start them on the pole. Car number 11 is going to be Lane Powell on the outside. That 95 will be Austin Cornpost. And row number 2 is the sunny one of Lucas Wright, the outside. And the 15, it'll be Vincent Short. Row number 3 and the number 9, so that's going to be Alan Marr on the outside. And that number 33 is Jonathan Campbell. Row number 4 and the 5 is Rusty Robinson outside. And the 03 is Scott Cazenave. Row number 5 and the 02 is Bobby Lane Jr. on the outside. And that 47 is Bud Like Mike. Row number 6 and the 31, Andrew Lohmeyer on the outside. And the number 20 is Benny Jones. Row number 7, the 00 is BJ Lane. And the outside, the 14, that's Frank Caruso. Row number 8 is going to be driven here by the number 12, Dan Colson. Outside the 6-7 is William Yoakum. Row number 9 in the 8, it's Ronald Robertson. The outside the 50, Ryan Perone. Final stars, row 10, the 2, William Martin. The outside the 13 is Steve Harrison. Here we go, race fans. It is showtime around these parts of town, and it's about to go down. Down the front straightaway to the green flag, we fly on. We are off and running. It is now race time for the Heart to Heart Motorsports IROC Series. Field going to bring themselves down all around the track here. Austin Cohen Post and Lane Powell going to bring us to the line off of turn number 4. That's the battle for the race lead. Whoa, hold on down there. Massive wreck there on the front straightaway. Massive carnage and trouble off the corner. We've got a yellow. Multi-park pile up here on the first lap, and then on the second go. Not what the drivers wanted to see and not what they wanted to be putting into here. Let's take a look at the replay and figure out what exactly transpired. Looks like this was 5th on back. Let's take a look at the 33. There's Campbell there. Oh, right there. He got loose there, and this is something you're going to see a lot tonight. The fresh tires are going to cause a lot of trouble, a lot of mischief and mayhem for a lot of these guys, trying to keep these things under control and trying to keep things on the verge of problems. And unfortunately, that did not happen here. See right here, he comes down, and again, as soon as he came down, the tires got a little loose, got the rear end backed up, and then all of a sudden, well, youch, and oh, what's that other word? Oh yeah, owie. Everything just completely turning calamity here. I'm trying to get a good look at everybody that was involved in that wreck, because that was a multi-car pile up there. See if we can get a good look right here. Oh, yeah, there's the hit. There goes the 5 into Bud Like Mike. There's the rest of the field. Just kind of plowing in. Oh man, look at him trying to avoid all that. Ryan Ferrell there in the 50. Ow! Couldn't stop it in time, and then bam! He got smashed right in the rear end terribly by William Martin. Oh my goodness. And again, you can't really put the fault on all of them there. Really, just the whole situation just was not a good place to be, in the wrong place, wrong time, position. Rusty Robinson and Pet Rogan trying to get that thing damaged and repaired up, but that was a terrible, terrible wreck there. All right, well, it's time to take a trip down memory lane, see how the comment section is doing today. Heart to Heart Streams has joined us. Alex Raven, excuse me. Fizzy Wizzy, It's Lambie, Jenny Campbell, Noah's Toes, Joshua R6Q, Moody Inline. They have all joined us here today. And Larry Powell, thank you guys for joining us on in. Appreciate you taking the time to come out here today. Read a few of your comments here so far that you guys were ready to go for racing. Of course, a lot of you got your boy in the 11 there rallied up and trying to get him out of that basement again. Campbell got some love down there, and he's going to need all the love he's going to get, because honestly that wreck kind of put him in a bad spot there, in a terrible situation to say the least. I believe the penalty is going to fall on the number 33 here for causing that situation to happen, causing the problem to come down there. See if the race control says here as soon as they get things kind of squared back up and get everybody back in place. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just keep an eye on that bottom part of your screen here. Nikki Short has joined us as well. Nikki, good to see you again. I was wondering where you're at. You're kind of quiet there for a second. Things aren't going to be so quiet though right now. There goes the green flag, and we're back up and running. Hot start out of the gate for the number 15, Vincent Short. He sends it up deep on the bottom, drives it up on the outside, forcing Powell to slow up a bit, coming down to the back straightaway. Short with the lead. We're the old slide job, but again, you got to be careful throwing sliders around here. That can burn and wear and tear up quicker than you know it. He's well aware of that. He's been in this place before. He knows how to run with the best of them. Down to the top part right now. Powell and Corn Post right now keeping things under control. Oh, but not so much there. Whoa, mama. There goes Short. He got tagged in from Corn Post. Oh, Powell tag post, and there goes Short. And now the whole field got to watch out for the 95. Oh, my goodness, race fans. Yet again, the swamp heat of Florida just absolutely taking these guys for a bit of a lip and a bit of a ride. I don't know how you call that one. Let's take a look at the replay. Watch Lane Powell. He shoots between the 95. I don't know if Cornpost was expecting, let alone wanted him to do that. Cornpost was trying to set for the corner. He slams into the back of the 15. And then all of a sudden, Cornpost tries to get around the 15 and ends up overdriving it to the inside and slamming right into Short. And Short with nowhere to go. Even the leaders not resistant to the absolute calamity. And you could just see again how tight of a position this is for these drivers. They're wanting so desperately to get those last points in before the final race to get the championship in their grasp. And Cornpost and Powell, obviously the main two, but race wins matter in this case, as she always should. And Short, again, just he did a great job saving it here. Cornpost just came right down way too soon. But again, it was Powell that started the chain reaction. If I'm race control right now, I would not want to be them. Good stop there by William Yoakum as well as William Martin there, getting on the brakes quickly. But good Lord. And yes, indeed, it was a 33 on the last one there that did take the penalty. Let's go on board here with Cornpost. You get right there, you can see Cornpost wasn't expecting. He was expected to hit his braking point. Just says to heck with it, tries to make his move, and On around she goes. And did that wreck right there possibly cost Corn Post precious points? And maybe even worse? We're about to see. I do not want to be race control at this point, though. Honestly, not with this one. Instant repair for the 95. He's going to get that foot back together and get it back on the track. Holy moly. And honestly, the funny thing is, the guy that, in my opinion, kind of started that chain reaction came out of it scot-free. Thankfully, Vincent Short seems like he's okay, too. Seems like he's going to be able to continue that thing on. Doesn't look like he took any damage, but I guarantee you those tires took a hit. And I want to clarify real quick so I don't have pitchforks and torches. I'm not saying what Powell did was a bad move. I actually did that exact same move not even 10 minutes ago in my league, and because I had to avoid some calamity in front of me. Ended up going way too low in IRP in a truck series. Ended up going 3 wide on someone, which ironically was one of my fellow friends and admins, and ended up basically slamming him into the wall and wrecking myself out, costing me my race. It's a driver's mentality. It's a driver's thought. You see a gap, you go for that gap. You don't let off. You don't stop. That's the whole thing. But there are times you got to kind of, at some points, just say to yourself, hey, I got to slow this up a bit, maybe kind of revert back to my usual mindset. Stay focused on what matters and stay focused on everything else. And, uh-oh. The caution will be thrown on the 11. He's going to the tail end of the field. Uh-oh. So, well, I would not want to be in that 11's shoes right now. This could get interesting. Traveling back down, Vincent Short. Going to be now looking to try to take this one square in the face here. Race lead is up and running. Here we go. Scott Cazanet, BJ Lane, and Benny Jones now making their way up to the front side here, looking to try to build some speed up there. Dan Colson right behind them, trying to make some ground up as well. "100 laps to the distance again. Not going to be an easy task for these drivers. Drivers are going to be really patient and deliberate on how they now maintain their control. So far this season, race fans, Vincent Short not been able to get to victory lane like he wanted to more than usual. And I think that really in a lot of ways bugs him, just for the mere fact that he has been so hard on that gas pedal and so quick in controls and in contention, just only to not be able to take where he wants it and take the position he needs in his mind. So far this season, it's been Austin Cornpost, Lane Powell, and Bobby Lane that has been in victory lane, or old Bobby Joe, if you will. They have been the front runners, and they have been the ones that have been able to take full center stage here. But tonight, see a different winner. That will have to be figured out later. So field now continue to build their way around Lane Powell in the 11, making some hard charges around the 8 and the 9. Ronald Robertson and Alan Marr. Austin Cornpost here already jumping quite ahead as well here despite his little troubles and dilemmas. And you can just hear too how hard these tires are screaming around there. So the field just trying to dial everything in right now. Currently, we're sounds like we may be having some live timing issues on our end. Field just kind of working their way through and keep things under control. Again, you can see from earlier on like how hard it was on these drivers just to be able to kind of narrow down and get things squared up once more. So now all of a sudden being in this position and realizing their dilemmas and being in their lanes and in their choice here. Get a good look at the Bobby Lane Jr. cam here as Bobby again just kind of keeping himself square up with the track and squared up with the pace here. BJ Lane, I know I keep making this joke, but there's a lot of lanes, not pun intended, in these races and in these tracks we keep going to. It's hard to keep up sometimes, I'm telling you, folks. Cornering their way around right now. Scott Cazenave here, getting a good look at him there, and has gap between Vincent Short. That's about just 6.67 seconds there. And about 20 laps in so far. Vincent Short again not been in pit road just yet. That could make a huge difference in a huge position. The longer this one kind of plays out and formats in, have to see how that goes and fares for him. So Short still leading us down at the moment here. Trying to keep things well in hand and well in control here. See if maybe that kind of plays into his factor, plays into what he's up to. Let's take a look in the back of the field right now. Andrew Lohmeyer has caught up there to the 20 of Benny Jones as well as the 02 of Bobby Lane Jr. Take a look at our comment section here. Fizzy Wizzy Pal's reason I want to be a dad. Joshua R6 says Venus. I'm not saying that, Joshua. Larry Powell says, good luck to the other 19 drivers. And Alex Raybon says, track dad. Jenny Campbell says, I'm with you, Larry. And Nikki Shore saying, woo, Vincent Short. And Vizzy Wizzy, of course, saying, lane is so tough. Alex agreeing. Well, it's good to know you guys are still commenting away. I do read your comments right now. We just had a little bit of a bind issue on our end here that was causing us some headaches here. So we were trying to get that fixed up, trying to get things squared up on our end here. Gonna give you a little onboard camera here, Lane Powell. And keep this in mind, folks. He had to come from the 20th spot, now having to travel back up to the front for causing that wreck earlier on. Despite qualifying in the first spot, Cornpost quite a bit ahead of him by 5 positions. I guarantee if anything right now, that's kind of seething in his crawl and kind of in his thoughts here. As he's now making a charge up, makes the move. He gets it around, but Jenny Jones there and puts some speed between them. He's moved into 8th. He's still a bit behind Lohmeyer, though. He didn't gain any ground or time there when he thought he might have, so that can't play a factor. We'll have to see how much that will do to him in this case and how far that will kind of push him into that spot here. Time to take a look at Vincent Short's lap times here in his battle with Cazenave. Here's the onboard. And you can see right there again, that sea of green. Cazenave right now is absolutely putting some momentum to good use, putting these drivers in check and trying to see if maybe there is something from the 0-3 tonight. He's been in the top 3 multiple times, yet to get to victory lane. Could tonight finally be that night after what, in my opinion, has been just an absolute pure insanity, chaotic race from the word go. Short getting a little bit hard on that throttle there off turn number 4, got into the wall protection. That lost him time. That's a whole 1/10 of a second time he just lost there. He needs to be careful. Cazenave's coming for him. Scott, almost like kind of a creature just prowling through the streets, finding his own little wave of momentum, kind of dialing everything down and just trying to see what works and what doesn't. Great onboard camera there. You can see how hard that banking puts these drivers into a very difficult position. Yeah, they got banking to get the tires to work off of and let them have more speed, but just listen to that tire shred. Listen to it. That's not the wind you're hearing. Listen. The only time you hear the wind is literally barely as they come off the corner and it kind of blows by them. All that wind, all that pressure, that's all just directed into those tires right now. Well, Cazenave has caught up to Short. Now here's the hard part. How do you pass him? Short's going to be very tough here. He's going to try to find a way to keep that draft line on the 0-3, use the dirty air to his advantage, and hopefully keep the 0-3 in check. 670 horsepower these things are running tonight. And running on a track that's multi-layered and multi-grooved certainly can make the difference to the inside. Look good at the Cazenave. No, didn't overdrive it. He backed off. Good driving on the 0-3. It looked like he might have had something there, but you saw him just kind of lay low, played it cool. Knew better. It relaxed it quite a bit. Though I must say, Cornpost, he's already caught up with the rest of them, and he was way back in that field before anything else. He's on a mission, and he is not happy right now. I guarantee you that. He's out for blood. He's out for a championship. And right now, with the way points are and the way this race setting has been, he knows he can't make mistakes. William Martin into pit road here. He's getting out now. Going into pit road much earlier than the rest. But the thing is, he's already about 4 to 5 laps down right now. But this could play a factor here into lap traffic territory when he gets caught up to. Speaking of caught up to, look on the inside. Short having a little bit of a runner there. And the inside, there's a slide job, there's the run, and Cazenave to the race lead. And honestly, right now, I gotta think just how much of that tire wear and burnout off turn 2 did the 15 suffer and cost him this position. Now the problem is for Cazenave, he's got to try to stay one step ahead here of Corn Post, especially with the pit stops. That's going to be very crucial here. It's going to be very, very tough in a position here. Well, I see a lot of the Powell fans going in again, so the Powell posse deserves a little bit of love, I guess. And he's got something going. He got it around Frank Caruso, but Caruso, look at him down the inside. He's not exactly just going to get Powell that lane up. Here he comes to the inside, and Caruso looking to get some TV time in and looking to make some statements. He's hard on the charge, pushing it quick down on the inside lane. Slide jobbed up to the bottom and out of the top, takes it away from Powell, but here comes Powell with the draft and the run coming from behind. Alan Marr as well, looking to try to make his move. Every driver right now trying to do their thing. Well, looks like I got one fan that seems to be agreeing with the Powell Posse nickname. The rest of you fans in there, you never told me last time if you like it or not. Let me know. Do you actually like that nickname, or do you want me to leave it alone? We're going on board here with Caruso. And Caruso started in 14 spots up. The 14th spot today. He's gone 6 up so far. Trying to get precious points and precious finishes up on the verge. Also, race fans, if I haven't already made it clear, next season, we're not leaving heart to heart. We will be back with them. Look for all the details and all our latest and greatest that we'll bring to the table here. We'll have all the streams and stuff ready to go for you in due time. Alex says he enjoys it, so all right, that's one. If I get multiples, I'll call it good. But right now, speaking of multiple drivers right now putting lane to work. The 11 now passed up by the 9 of Alan Marr. Allen getting a good run there, coming down off the corner bank, and now just trying to keep the 11 in check. As you see, the 11 getting way wide off that turn there, swinging it loose. Got to really dip your toes and keep yourself focused on your race control and your momentum here. Just trying to hope to stay out of issues and stay out of territories you don't want to be in. Bud Light Mike in the 47 and the 71 of Lucas Wright even having a little go at it. Lucas Wright earlier on, again, he got pretty much kind of got himself into a mayhem of mischief and trouble right out of the gate when Jonathan Campbell basically ended up slipping right in front of him, caused that wreck to come down off the first lap, and then after that, it's pretty much just been trying to figure it out from there. And honestly, I think he's done a great job staying cool and level-headed and focusing in on the important stuff here. But now, the problem is that his speed, his timing, his tempo, way off. He started in 3rd. He's literally in 9th right now. And if I am that 71, I am praying and hoping for a break or two, especially considering how tough this field is and how tough these drivers are. This is not a field of drivers you need to give any speed away or give anything away to anyone down there. It is very tough to get it back, I'm telling you folks. Focusing in now, Austin Cornpost getting up ahead of Vincent Short. Vincent Short surrendering the 2nd place spot right now. Cornpost now just trying to see if he can get up there to the 03 of Scott Cazenave. Let's take a look at our time delta status here. Once again, this is presented in part by our friends at Allen T. Buick GMC. Allen Tillery Buick GMC, if I may add. At the moment right now, again, it's just been hard racing from point A to point B. And Cornpost just been trying to figure out a way to get back into this fight, back into this in the shot in the dark, if you will. We're going to focus in on him real quick. I want to see what the lap gap is. There it is right there. That's what I wanted to see. He did gain about 1/8 of a second. Now, again, to most of you fans out there, that seems, well, that's not fast. What are you talking about? 0.08 of a second? That's not much. You got to remember something. This ain't road course racing. This is oval racing. Oval, it's not seconds you got to worry about. It's tens to even hundreds of times you got to worry about. You need to stay focused and gain as many tenths you can on every single one of your drivers and not let the other get any chance at you as we focus in on Casimir here. I'm not trying to laugh at all, but man, look at the eyes of Scott, man. He is just bloody focused down there. He is not letting off on that track. He's staying beyond so focused and so determined that I didn't even for 1 second think he was going to be literally looking like he just got shot out of a cannon. But man, he's bad fast right now. He's honestly just dead set focused on his racing line and his expertise. And honestly, good for him. I know we got some Campbell fans back out there, and I know obviously you still want to see that 33 do good, but man, early on, that trouble he got himself into, it has not recovered since. He's got damage on the front and the rear end. And with a track like this, I'm not trying to say this track is very aerodynamic dependent. It really ain't, but it is very, very dependent on your driving and how you handle and keeping your speeds up at constant levels here. And I guarantee you right now, with guys like him and Ryan Perone, dealing with the pressure of having just to try to hold on. Oh, take a nice little lick or two in the wall. Yeah, you see that little black car out there on the side. Now, that's not just because we're in the Darlington area. No, that's really the homestead. That is like the homestead canvas. We painted it black a little bit just from the hits and the smacks. Ooh, just close to like that. But there's a reason for it, though, race fans. The thing is, just like Darlington, especially in turn 1 usually, and turn 3 as well, when you run Darlington, the way that that track and that setup is, you have to pretty much run it up close to that wall protection as high as you can. The longer you go and the faster you get. And Homestead, it's no different. The thing is, you're seeing a lot of these drivers, they're getting as far as they can to the bottom, but watch how many of them have now started to transition up to the top side. They have transitioned up there because when the tires start to get a little bit rougher, get a little bit harder to control, you need to start building more pace and speed. So a lot of them will go up to that top side where the speed is and where the delivery is and basically try to keep it under control. I'm very surprised right now the way the track is handling, though, that a lot of them are staying towards the bottom groove and kind of staying away from that extreme top side. I got to believe a lot of it's just really just based on slowing down just enough not only to keep the car centered, but also a fuel strategy saving technique. And you're probably now asking, well, how the heck do you save fuel by just going down the bottom and getting faster? Well, it's very, very simple. If you go down to that bottom lane, you have to slow down. When you slow down, you don't use energy in the engine. When the engine don't use energy and it doesn't use the oil and fuels in there, then it's pretty much that simple. It's almost like clutching in to get the engine to break off and get yourself more time and tempo. It's a very, very delicate process. But when done right, man, is it fun to watch. Down to the inside now. Here comes the number 9 of Alan Marr, and Marr now trying to put that Jags Ford up ahead there of that 51 number 12 or 51 podcast, number 12 of Ford Mustang of Colson. Colson surrendering position, surrendering his spot off the turn. Marr was able to get a good jump off him and get some momentum carried through. Good on him and very smart thinking in his place. Well, race fans, I think it's about time I stop yapping for a little bit and let the drivers do the talking. How about we start hitting it down and crank it up around here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. On around goes the 11 lane pal there off of, looks like turn number 4. Looked like he was trying to get into pit road, and that's not going to be good. Oh, that's not even better. Oh. Didn't even realize the mic was still off there for a second there. Let's take a look at the replay and see what exactly transpired here. I think he came right off turn 4 a little hard. Yeah, he was trying to get into pit road as quick as he could. He was looking to try to get himself something good, and then watch this. Oh, no. Oh. You know, the funny thing is, race fans, that we've seen this numerous times before. Guys like Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, even Ryan Blaney, I believe, like taking a good whack at those water barrels down there. Yeah, those are water barrels, and that one, oof, hoofa, hoofa, hoofa. That is a oh sweet honey iced tea moment if I ever saw one. It took a nasty little tumble in there. Again, he was trying to get in his pit road as quick as he could, and the car just did not handle it well. And as soon as he smashed in, man, I got to believe he was not too thrilled about that. Had to basically go in reverse there, just get squared up and get in a pit road quickly. He was hoping not to get a caution out, but at that point it was already too little too late. Yikes. Well, we'll have to see how that one fares up. You know, he's going to have to probably go to the tail end again here. That's not going to be good for him and his team. But again, got to play it smart. Got to play it right with the deck stacked against you. And what an absolute tough break there. There you go. The cause caution there. Race control biting it on the head there and biting the bullet, making sure everyone knew like what happened there. So field in pit road here, trying to take their last minute pit stops in. Scott Katzenave going in late, BJ Lane as well. That's going to be definitely put them in a very tough ordeal here. Looks like we may need to get another lap to get these cars squared up here, because it looks like there's some trouble with the Vince 50 and Vincent Shore as well as the rest of the field. See how things get squared up. Looks like they are starting to finally put everything back together. There we go. That's better. That's going to play into Short's hands here again. Corn post and Short. Now be running on a very, very interesting pit strategy here. Short went into pit lane there on lap number 52. Corn post was on lap 50. So they're going to be pretty much neck and neck and even on this one. If I am Corn post right now, I am focused directly on making sure to stay out of trouble and not put myself in a worse gap than I already am in. Off the front straightaway here, heading down onto the lane, looking for the pit road. Oh, no, no, no. Yellow is still out. Yellow still out of the track here. They are not going to get him reserved just yet. See how things go from here, race fans. Every one of them just now trying to get themselves squared back up, get things taken care of. Everybody now dialed back in, ready to get back to it here. We're going to bring him off turn number 4. The green flag looking to be waved up this time by. And here we go. Green flag back on out. It's now showtime once more. Corn post immediately to the bottom. Shorts to the top. Going to try to get some more speed up on the outside. Corn post, though. Beautiful run there on the inside. Big draft off. Short trying to get it back. He's looking for the gap off that on the outside lane. The outside's going to have a lot more speed coming down on that straight for the drafting. Oh, wait. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Yellow is out on the track. Not sure what started that. I guess we're going to take a look at the Speed Zone TV Instant Replays. This is presented in part by our friends at Spa Auto Sales. See if I can get a look at this one. See what exactly transpired here. And there's a whole bunch of them. Looks like I didn't even get off the line there. I'm trying to figure out, was there just a caution for the fact no one was ready to go, or was it for a wreck? I'm trying to figure this one out here, race fans. Now I'm kind of switching into the cameras a lot here. I apologize in advance. I'm just trying to figure this out. Looks like the caution came out due to drivers not in proper place. That is what I'm seeing here. So it looks like that will be kind of a, I guess you could say, basically it's going to be a little refresh, if you will. Noah Toe says, dude, I went and get a pizza and he's in 11th. Now what happened to Powell? Noah Toe's very long story at this point. Basically the comments section saying it as it is, so. Long story short, though, what I'll say is, I know you guys may hate me for this argument, but what happened was, in my opinion, was that Powell saw the gap there on the outside entering through turn number 1, but considering the braking zone that Corn Post was in and wasn't expecting the 11, he was right there behind the 15, ended up getting into the back of the 11 because of his shoot down there. Got right into the 15 originally and ended up starting that whole chain reaction, getting short loose. And then Corn Post had the presence of mind, try to get back on the throttle and get back to the bottom. And when he did, ended up starting that mess and causing the situation. That's when, unfortunately, Powell had to go to the tail end of the field. And from there, it's been just put it nicely. It's basically just been him trying to get back in there. Alex, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I got no problem if y'all think I'm wrong or right. Trust me, I do race control and broadcasting in real life. Like, I've got no problem being told if I'm right or wrong and just figure out how to fix it. But like I said, when I see it, I only can go off what I can tell, and that's why I think honestly a lot of folks come to us when we got that broadcaster mic open, because we don't hold our words back and we will say it as it is. Appreciate you guys coming on by tonight. Definitely appreciate it coming in droves here to chat with us and have fun with us as well. That's really the biggest thing is, honestly, in this league too, again, they are looking for more drivers. So if you are one of them out there, they're looking for get into this, I guarantee you next season, we certainly would love to play around with them. They are a good group of guys and gals, and man, they'll be fun to mess around with and have a good time with. Down on the run and down the stretch. Corn Post and Short going to have to go at it. Corn Post, big jump out of the gate, and he fires away. Good Lord, he looked like a racing stripes from the horse racing scene right there with that speed. Just absolutely shot out of the gate like a cannon, and all of a sudden now he is just driving this thing away, trying to get further across from the track. The rest of the field in the battle for position, trying to jockey for the run. Down on the outside lane now. Here comes Alan Marr now pushing his gap up on the number 14 of Caruso. Caruso trying to keep the inside lane in check, keep things steady. You got to be careful, though. Driving that hard on the inside can wear tires out a lot more than it would be on the outside. Just being able to lift it up and shoot up. Look at the gap, though. 3 wide through off the corner. Oh, no, but close there. Hold on, hold on. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, mama. That was almost nasty, Dan. Dirty Dan almost came out of that one. He went swinging for the fences and went swinging to the inside. Good thing he saved that thing when he did, but man, oh man, that could have been dastardly. We don't need to see Dirty Dan or Dastardly Dan around here. We need the clean green the clean green machine. And that back in black schemed up car there. We're working on it. Right up on the inside, though, here comes Scott Casanova. You got a bunch of them now piling around up on the front half. The 31 machine getting all over the place. Not sure exactly what Andrew Lohmeyer is dealing with right there, but he's got a whole bunch of problems now to deal with because here comes Lane Powell in the 11. Wanted to try to focus there on BJ Lane and Lucas Wright, but Powell making his move and making his mark up there. See, this is where I really wish I could get my double cameras going and get side-by-side footage because it'd be great to see what's going on with multiple races going on at the same time. BJ Lane again up on the burb and up on the outside lane. Here comes Lucas Wright to the inside. Big drop off that draft down, trying to shoot that gap down. Looking to the inside, he's looking for a double trouble. Looking to get to number 20 of Benny Jones and take a daily double for this one. Through turn 4, good run off there by Lucas Wright. Good driving on his end. Oh, Gamble slamming the wall right off the front straightaway. Gets right off there in time, just okay. And right now taking full center stage here with this moves off. BJ Lane looking on from behind, trying to see if he can get something with him. Gotta drive it quick. You gotta use that draft up in there. Oh, nasty right down the back straightaway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Oh, and as if the night couldn't get any worse for Lucas Wright. Oh, my goodness. Oh, good Lord almighty. He once again finds himself in trouble again, and man, I gotta believe he is not too happy about this one. See if we can see where it went wrong. Oh, right there, yep, you see it. It looks like he went right up into Benny Jones. Jones was up on the top side there. You can see the 71 just coming up a little bit, and the 20 wasn't moving. So it tells me from that angle that it looks like it was on the 71. We're going to go looking at it one more camera here. It's been a while since I got the Spa Auto Sales chopper cam out. Let's take a look. Oh, yep, right there, right there. Like I said. See right that right rear corner panel there. He just got right up into the 20. Thought he was clear or had enough time to get that gap. Was setting up for the turn. And then, bam. Just like that. And again, you're probably wondering as well, what am I referring to when I say setting up the turn? Well, let's put this into dynamic inspection here. Let's look at how these drivers, the way they come off those exits, come through the corners. You may have noticed already that they go in to that bottom and they shoot back up to the top. Now again, to revert and to keep doing the same move over and over again, just like you would on any road course, oval racing is much harder because again, there's more laps, more timing, more execution you got to do, because the fact is, at any point, somebody could change their lane, change their line, and find something. So having to go all the way to that bottom lane and then try to use that lane again to go back up to the top, right where the wall protection is, and then going straight down, you need to get the car to settle back in easily without overdriving and having to steer in by using your gas pedal more and then getting it back on the track there. That is something that makes it much, much more difficult on these drivers. And again, the reason why they don't go for like straight down the very, very bottom of the lane on the track here on the back stretch or the front stretch is because, again, you lose so much more time going to the extreme bottom end of the track rather than running from the top side where it's much flatter and you get more speed to kind of dial in and send it back down. That's the biggest telltale here. Tina Lane says, way to go, Austin, and 8K for championship. Well, certainly right now, honestly, he's definitely in the front runner stage for that, but I'll give flowers where flowers are due. This fella right here, he's not out of it just yet. He's climbed his way all the way from being a lap down to back in the top 10. I don't know necessarily if that's going to be enough to get the points he needs. We'll take a look at our point standings here in just a brief second as we're getting ready to get back to the green flag now. But right at the moment, man, it's been absolutely a fight out and a tough little situation for every one of these drivers, to say the least. Going into this race tonight, there was a 7-point difference gap between Austin Cornpost and Lane Powell. Despite Powell having more tied with wins on Cornpost, the overall positioning top 5s and top 10s cannot be understated. And honestly, you could probably track that back to maybe one race that ended up costing Powell so much in terms of what he was looking for, what he was going for. And the same happened to Cornpost in that very same race, pretty much putting them both in a dogfight situation that now has led us to this position. Sending them right off from turn number 4 back down towards the green flag. It is about to turn showtime again as the green flag drops once more, and here we go. Tina says just got home. Well, Tina, we do appreciate you coming on board from getting home and coming to watch with us. There are a few folks actually taking on the big TVs and have us literally looking like an actual broadcaster. So, pretty cool when we get that dialed in. She even says great driving, Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe is indeed in that 3rd spot here. I try to not mix him with the other lanes because he is Bobby Lane Jr., but we just call him Bobby Joe to help me out. And in fact, I think folks have to say Lane all the time. Speaking of Lane, though, BJ Lane, well, if he's doing something that's going to be getting my attention, I might as well announce it. And he's doing something right now. Got that Subaru right in a good lane and takes a good chunk off from Rusty Robinson's power here. Taking full control and getting him into the dirty air clearance. Now Robinson going to try and draft up and get back into the set and see if he can square it up. Dan Collison right behind him, though, here, not looking to give anything less than optimal results. As he's got a big front runner in the championship right behind him, still trying to contend for it. Powell, oh, look at that, like a shark in the water, smelling blood. He saw an opening, and now he's looking to take the flesh off of that 12. Didn't quite clear it, though. Added a little bit of speed there, but Colson looked like maybe had the presence of mind to get back on the throttle quickly. Got to take your shots and take your time here. Can't let up and can't give anything in. Vincent Short holding in the 2nd spot again. Bobby Joe right behind him, trying to get up there with him. Meanwhile, in the top 5, it is a top 5 classic. You've got the 9 of Alan Marr and the 03 of Scott Cazenave going mano a mano there with BJ Lane in the 00. BJ, trying to find a way to get something dialed in and really push this thing to its limits. But Marr continuing to hold him out and hold him down a bit. BJ this time is going to try to drive it much harder. Look at that. As soon as he tried to drive it much harder, that rear end just slipped right underneath them, and that's the problem. Can't overdrive it, can't underdrive it. This track is not giving them any inches here. Track might be a little bit hot on the surface here, and again, making this so much more difficult for everyone to keep speed up and keep that power down. And now here comes the 11. Powell possibly going to be happy with this one because Lane is starting to come to fight back, but here comes Robinson. Oh, mama, we've got ourselves a mid-pack madness shootout, and I love it. It's always good when you got the stuff going good and you got the racing just transpiring more and more. Andrew Lohmeyer here in the number 31, despite being a lap down here. He's trying to fight back, maybe get something going here, looking to try to see if he can stabilize things up a bit. Watching on from that battle. Watch out for Powell the inside. Got to move there on Colson, looking to make the move, coming down off through turn number 3. Colson diving down. Ooh, he got a little bit close there. Powell knew he had to take a little bit of a breather. Catches his breath, stays focused on his lane, doesn't care what the 12's up to. Good driving on both drivers' end, but it'll be Powell who makes the runoff. Precious points there in that position for the 11, especially considering where this man is. He's going to need a miracle in Charlotte at this point, the way this is going. Down to the final 26 laps left here, off through turn number 4. corn post. Trying to get everything he can away from Vincent Short, but Vincent, credit where credit's due, he's not giving up. And Tina liking what she sees. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't like what I saw though. Short way hard on the gas pedal, got loose, and now here comes Bobby Joe. Old Bobby Joe trying to put that Lance machine up into a spot. He wants another shot at victory lane here. He's been there once before. Oh, slamming the wall protection right on the right side. He's trying to dial it in a bit. Short again. He thought he saw an opening. He gets that 95 and then completely lost all that ground and time. Trying to make it up now. And again, remember, pit lane wise, Vincent does have a little bit extra tire with him and tire wear compared to corn post. That can make the difference. And now the inside, here we go. 3-car battle for the race lead. Corn post deep to the outside. Surrendering it to Short. Short's going to try to get up there quickly. Moving right ahead and is successful. Beautiful drive off and beautiful speed there. Running down on the lane. Manages to keep that thing nice and centered and get it right in that position. And took full center stage. Well done by the number 15. Right now, I gotta believe Nikki is somewhere in that comment section or somewhere where she's at, probably just hooping and hollering and seeing that the man himself is finally getting something figured out after pretty much a tumultuous season full of heartbreak and troublesome issues. And now looking on, Austin Corn Post, at this point, honestly, if I'm him, don't get too wrapped up in the battle for the lead. Don't get wrapped up in a battle for second. Just hold on to your spots and just worry about lane when he comes up to you. Points matter here, and they're going to be extremely crucial in the long game and the long haul. But coming up, fighting up behind, Frank Caruso, same deal. He had a fresher lap tires and fresher sets. Honestly, I think that could play a crucial factor here with 22 laps left to go. Scott Cazanet, though, certainly having something to say about that. Here comes Alan Marr pushing the 0-3 quickly to the bottom and to the inside. He's looking to try to get something figured out here, trying to get some momentum down on the outside. Caruso trying to hold down. Cazanet will get that run off on him. And Bobby Lane Jr. Old Bobby Joe got something going down there. Tina right now might be start trying to rub that rabbit's foot because Bobby Lane had got passed up by Corn Post yet again. Through the inside and through that run off on Bobby Joe. Bobby had nothing he could do about it. And honestly, is Corn Post possibly just playing possum, I wonder? He sees how many laps are left. He saw how much time he had on the gap. That could have played a crucial part here and played a crucial position for him and his team. Everyone right now just trying to stay within reasonable speed in this distance. They don't want to get into any more of a mess than they already have been in tonight. This is your battle on the top 5. Battle for the 3rd spot. Bobby Joe now going outside. Cazanet in the inside. Joe was trying to slow up that 0-3 before making that move, but he couldn't get enough time. Now he's got trouble coming up behind in the inside zone. Here comes Marr now with a big run coming for him. And that's what I was talking about earlier, race fans. Again, look at how Bobby Joe got more speed, staying closer to the wall protection and staying clear in it. Stayed in control and stayed in within reason. Didn't oversteer it and had to basically stay right in the shot. It took a very good lane off that one. Tia saying it's the peanut butter cracker car tonight. Well, I do love me some peanut butters and crackers, I'll say that much. Comment section can have a joke or a laugh at me if they want. I don't care. Give me some Ritz peanut butter crackers all day, man. That stuff's delicious. Caruso moving into the 6th spot here now. Let's take a look right behind there with the battle rising on. DJ Lane versus Lane Powell. And right behind him, Dan Colson playing almost kind of a mediator, kind of a middleman, trying to figure out which one he wants to push further and which one he wants to get down with. BJ up high side, grew up a little bit in the gap, and here comes the 11. Powell to the gap and shoots it through, makes the run. Well done by the 11. He's now in the 7th spot, but now has to keep BJ and Colson at bay because he knows they will not give him an inch. 17 laps left to go, and man, oh man, race fans, things are just absolutely cooking down here on the track. What performances, what racing, what level of fatigue these guys must be feeling. I can tell you, just be being behind one of these wheels, these things, and running that. That was a little closer than I'd like to be, even outside of that cockpit. Oh my. Golson, put that thing about as close as you can without slamming the door panel on that 00 or wrecking him. Good Lord. That was close. Narrows down that gap, brings it down to the inside, and the 12 now, Colson, he's got himself a run. Takes full control. Rusty Robinson in the 5 here, now just trying to keep Jonathan Campbell and the rest of the field behind him. At checking in bay, Lohmeyer is a lap down, but Campbell as well. The only one that Robinson got to worry about right now is Steve Harrison, who is right now in the number 13. I can't believe I haven't even given a shot on Harrison today. I guess I got to kind of give a little love to him here. Oh, actually, there's something I can say right now. You know, this man, you know, he started back in 20th, folks. He's in 11th right now. He's right now tied with the Hard Charger Award recipient, Frank Caruso, 9 spots as well. And he started, ironically enough, in the 14th spot, driving the 14. Honestly, he's been really impressive so far and keeping himself under control. Harrison just kind of being a silent assassin again. Kept it quiet, didn't want anybody to catch on that he was coming, and now he's fighting. He's up 10 spots. He's now the full-on Hard Charger Award recipient. No ties here. Got it right up ahead there, Rusty Robinson. Meanwhile, back up to the front. It's time to take a look at our time delta gap, presented in part by our friends tonight at Buchanan Resort. Scott Cazenave here is absolutely dwindling times down and pushing Vincent Short to his limit. And Cazenave now looking for the run, looking to try to take this one over. That's a big charge here from Cazenave. I don't know where he found it, but he's certainly going to make Short work for it. Now comes the dogfight. Which one makes the mistake? Who makes the mistake coming on turn 2? Short did that time, in my opinion. He overdrove it coming down on the exit. And now Cazenave is looking to take this race lead away. Success. Through success. The 03 made his move, made his march. Short may have overdrove it just a little bit too long and once again has to surrender the race lead. And this one might be the most painful because the fact is he's running out of laps, running out of time. There's only 11 laps left to go. Oh my goodness, I know what it's like in that cockpit. I don't want to be in Short shoes right now. He's going to try to dial it back in, focus heavy on that run here, but right now, if I am Vincent Short, I'm just hoping and praying for a miracle or a chance to get that 03. But you can see, even just driving it out, much harder in the entry, his exits are not as on point as Cazenave's are. Cazenave has got the exits locked in and dialed up. And that's going to be very, very tough for him and his crew. The championship points right now, Blaine Powell, credit where credit's due. He's been in EOL twice, and yet this man will not give a darn. I can't say what I was actually going to say to rhyme it, but you can guess what I was going to say. And he has just been absolutely tanking the speed up and powering everything he had to good use. He doesn't want to quit. He doesn't want to give up. And he's going to do everything he can to get to corn post and surrender and try to take away any more positions he had on him. Knowing that next week will be his final chance to win this championship. Tina Lane stays cast with a plan. I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. He drove it hard and drove it well. The only one now separating Lane Powell and Austin Cornpost is the one in the middle of it, Frank Caruso. Cornpost probably hearing that on his spotter set, probably realizes he needs to start doing something quickly. He can't give any more positions up. He can't give any more points up to that 11. He knows how tough he will be come next week. 8 laps left to go. Oh, this is an absolutely wonderful shootout and a battle here. And again, it just goes to show you when it's a full season points format, when things get hot, things get heavy, it makes things so much more interesting and more credible to when things start to put drivers in a different place and a different mindset. All of a sudden, racing for the lead is no longer what you're after. It's a matter of making sure you stay far enough ahead of the other, racing other drivers in the middle and the backstack harder than you ever have. Cornpost realizing the situation, clearing up the dilemma. He gets it around Alan Marr in the 9. Powell now behind Caruso and now behind another 8 ball. He may have got around Bobby Joe, but that's 2 spots now. He's losing in terms of the points race. Time is running out, and honestly, the way it's looking right now, I don't think he's getting much ground here on Caruso. Okay, let me rephrase that. He definitely is. But is it enough ground? That's going to be the big question. He got only hundredths of a second his last goes. The last time he got 10th was back on lap 91. This time, only a 600th of a second. Not enough, in my opinion. Needs to start putting tenths of a second back on here. And here comes Cornpost. Oh, he was playing possum after all. Austin Cornpost played possum with them, and now he's on a charge. But he's right there with Vincent Short, and I'm Vincent right now. I'm not letting up here. Ace Blinken says, pal, you're going back to the basement the way this is going. Well, it's going to be a long week for him in that basement, because he's going to need to basically prepare himself for one last shot at a championship and hope that he catches the biggest break of them all. Alan Marr now charging quickly to the inside of Short, trying to make something work. Showing that he's still got something in the tank. Scott Casanova, though, far out of this ring for Austin, in my opinion. The reach of the 95 and the 03 is not nearly enough. We're down to the final 4 laps. Marr to the inside. Now trying to get that gap cleared up. Short. Oh, mama, he is holding on for it. He doesn't want to quit. He doesn't want to give up. But again, he doesn't want to start something troublesome here. Trying to keep it clean and green. Caruso looking on. He loves everything he sees because now he sees he got shot. But right behind him, Lane Powell is getting even more momentum dialed in on the track. He might have something for those final drivers to get championship points up for him. He's going to need a break here, and a big one at that. Oh! Short, way loose off the corner. Trying to square it back down. Powell now trying to get to the other 3. If he can just get those 3 ahead behind him, he'll put Cornpost in a tough dilemma coming next week. But time is not on his side. Here we go. Final 2 laps coming up. Caruso. Whoa! He went hard. He almost took the 9's rear quarter panel off. And almost like just shooting down the gap. Powell shot an opening. Makes his move. There he goes. 2 laps left to go. Marr now trying to get further ahead of Short. Finally got a run there. Going to the inside. Great stuff here right now. Powell needs to get at least 1 or 2 more spots up because at the moment Cornpost way too far away. Gotta get to the checkered flag line here for Casanova to finish this one under the green. Up turn number 3 into 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your white flag lap presented by ALC Contractors. Scott Casanova and Austin Cornpost absolutely duking it out. Look out, go, Powell! Whoa! Powell overdrove it! He went in! It slams it up on turn number 1! Powell's gone! Powell's gone! Oh my goodness, he knew what he had to do and he risked it all and it's going to cost him in the end. The championship is all up for grabs for Corn Post next week, but for Scott Cazenave tonight, he's going to victory lane. Wow. That was literally one of the most chaotic runs you have to put yourself in. And right there, race fans, oh my goodness, what a position every one of these drivers put themselves into. And again, I don't blame, or I can't even begin to think what must be going through the mind of some of these drivers, knowing that their championship has now been put into a complete dilemma, now hoping for a miracle next week. We'll have to see how the points set going into next week, but I guarantee you right now, Corn Post is definitely going to be the favorite to take the title, win, lose, or draw. But there he is, race fan Scott Cazenave. Finally, after numerous times getting into the podiums, he gets to celebrate in victory lane. I gotta believe he's lit up right now inside that cockpit. Oh, I love it. I love the excitement. I love everything about it here. That was some great stuff to the end. Absolute pure insanity, to say the least. And let's take a look now, race fans, at your race results. Presented in part today by our friends at Spa Auto Sales. Scott Cazenave just absolutely nailed the strategy and put it to good use and put the rest of the field on blast and made sure he was the one that would not be the first to last. Austin Cornpost, man, I can't say enough about it, man. He just absolutely figured it out, put everything together, despite getting himself into numerous dilemmas, got himself into second place after having to get the instant repair done. Vincent Short, what can you say about him? He thought he had the strategy, he thought he had the speed, and just overdrove it, having to get to that race lead. Cornpost just was laying in wait and took his lunch with it, but Vincent's still going to be able to talk with us here at least, so that's a plus for him, I bet. Frank Caruso, what a performance here from that 14, man. He just absolutely was fighting. He did not give an inch. He did not care little to none about how far, but he did not wreck anybody. He didn't get into anybody. He just stayed focused, determined, and honestly, that was enough to get him into fourth. Dan Colson, again, another strong run from him, finally getting our top five. And it's been a while since I think we've seen him in that top five bracket. Rusty Robinson having a great showing here as well, man. Late in the race there, definitely started to build power up. BJ Lane, Bobby Lane Jr., and Lucas Wright, absolutely. Those guys right there, man. What can you say about them? They were in dilemmas early on. Lucas probably getting the worst of it there on the first lap. He's managed to scratch his way into a top 10 at least. That's pretty impressive considering this is a 20 driver in man field. That's very tough to do. And just absolutely pure insanity there from Bobby Lane and BJ Lane when they were running hard there to get in the top spot early. And then later on, of course, Bobby Joe just taking full center stage. And Steve Harrison kind of rounded out here, top 10 spot. He was silent all night, started in the back and just quietly made his way up. And honestly, credit to him. The story, though, points-wise, definitely going to be that final battle for the 11, Elaine Powell, having to go 14th and losing literally 12 positions compared to 2 or 3. We'll have to see if the risk was worth the reward. Race fans, it is now time to talk with our drivers, and this one is going to be interesting. I can't wait to hear from them. Let's take it down here, race fans. Let's start with your winner tonight here, driver number 03, Scott Cazenave, joins me here, and good Lord, Scott, that strategy you came up with, I usually don't blush on some of these things, but my word, you had me just impressed. That was impressive, good sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Man, I wasn't paying attention. It was showing me closed the pit, so I went around again, and it black flagged me there. But luckily, I got it straightened out there. I had a really good car tonight. I felt good.
You felt good. It looked good. And honestly, Scott, I got to ask you, man, late into that run, I think you're probably about fifth or sixth back there in positions. Everyone else is kind of in a dogfight, shooting their own positions and everything. But it's almost like you just kind of laid in wait, stay focused on what you're up to. And then all of a sudden, it was like bing, bang, boom. just make that thing go into the groove and take it away from him. And it seemed like it was able to do that on the vast bit. How was it able to do that? And how were you able to kind of get around traffic considering how tough it is through dirty air on this track?
Well, I think it helped me because I like the low line better. I didn't want to be middle or high. I just stayed low, and when they were, it was like sixth or fifth. I just kind of drove my race. I wasn't driving anybody else. I tried to just be consistent and smooth and try to save my stuff and hit my marks on that low line, and it paid off. I had a good car. On the long run, I was good. You seen it?
Oh, I saw more than just that. I saw a driver that was determined to get into victory lane at night. So, Scott, I'm going to ask you, as always, to you, the all drivers, who we thinking getting into victory lane at night, my friend?
Yeah, thank you. It's the first win this season, man. It's been a tough one. There's a lot of good guys in here. I enjoy racing with them, but yeah, I want to thank ALC Contractors, Heart to Heart League, Allen Tillery Chevrolet, Spa Auto Sales, Buchanan Resort, and as always, thank you guys for broadcasting. I want to thank Pottles for race control. You guys do an awesome job. We appreciate it. I can't wait for y'all next season.
Oh, we can't wait for it either, Scott. It's been a pleasure, man. It's about time you got into victory lane at night, man. Congratulations getting her done.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time here for the number 03, Scott Cazenave. All right, now we're going to join here with our second place finisher here tonight, and probably can't be any happier than what he got here today. Qualified second, finished second. Austin Cornpost here getting it done. And Austin, honestly, I think other than like one or two races, I think you've pretty much been in this podium position all season long. And what a way to come into second place now, knowing how far that gap is between you and Lane Powell now in that championship coming into next week.
Yeah, I think it was Dover. I had a bad finish in, and towards the end of the race there, I was just trying to save my stuff just 'cause it was like racing on ice all race. And then I saw Lane coming up quick, so I went ahead and got around Allen and got around Vince and just tried to give me a cushion there. And then I don't know what happened with Lane and them. I think he wrecked. But yeah, I'm happy with the finish. I didn't really care about winning too much. I just need to stay ahead of Lane just for championship, so I'm happy about it.
For sure there. Now, obviously, going into Charlotte next week, I know it's going to be a very tough time there, making sure to just kind of stay out of trouble and stay out of any dilemmas here. I mean, for you and your team, though, Powell was definitely catching up to you there a bit till he made that last minute dash there and unfortunately cost himself a lot of trouble and more time than he probably wanted to. Knowing now, though, that pretty much you kind of got a little bit of an easier ride into next week, will that still kind of deter you from trying to run as hard as you do here in this league?
Oh no, man, I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna put him up there on the dash and go for it, brother. Uh, but I'm hoping for a win next week. I hate Charlotte, to be honest with you. And Charlotte can cause a lot of chaos. So if I can stay out of trouble next week, I'll have it in the bag.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, here tonight, Austin, once more, you joined us here for a little talk in the podium. So we thank you this for this one.
Yeah, I want to thank Speed Zone tonight. Y'all did an awesome job. Pottles did great tonight. I know there's some controversy, but she did great. Always does great. And just all the league sponsors, Spot Auto, Allen Tillery, Buchanan, ALC Contractors, and Heart to Heart. We appreciate them all.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Austin, it's great to hear from you once again. And congratulations getting it done tonight here for the second place finish.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time here for the 95 Austin Court Post. All right, now, race fans, it's time to talk to a driver I have not talked to in quite a while, and it's good to see you finally back with me here. Vincent Short in the number 15 getting it done here for a third place finish. Vincent, first off, congratulations taking it on home for a third place finish here. And what a rough and yet exciting day you had on the track. You were leading for a bit when you finally got up to him and taking care of some things, and the next thing you know, absolutely insanity just ensued. What was going through your mind there coming to the last bit before that last lap?
Well, I was watching the timing. I usually don't look at my mirror too much, just for the sake of not over driving the car. I was kind of watching the increments to see how much they were making up. And once I let Scotty go, I tried to get on the mic to let him know, hey, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to fight you because I knew he had a little more tire. And then Austin had backed off from me and let me by and saved up enough that he could catch back up, and I let him go. And then at that point, I was just trying to get a podium. And then I went in and talked to Alan, apologized to him for dooring him, but I was fighting. I needed a podium so bad to stay up there in the stands. I was pretty much, once it got the white flag, it's anybody's game. So I was going to take what I could get.
Certainly are the case now. Vincent, I know obviously is well kind of what we saw there at the very, very last bit that almost kind of just took my voice completely out of it. But I kind of want to get your thoughts on this. I know obviously Powell was trying to get as many positions as he could and get ahead as far as he could and took you down to the very bottom there on the front straightaway. What was your thoughts on the whole dilemma and situation that kind of transpired there?
Uh, you burn the bridge the first time, don't expect to cross it the second time. That's all I'll say.
Honestly, fair statement, all things considered there. Well, nevertheless, here, Vincent, anything else you got to say for the fans out there or anyone else you got to thank here tonight for this third place finish?
Exactly. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife. My wife's a big supporter of iRacing. She's been with me from 2020 since I started to now, and always supports me in the broadcast, always loves the broadcast. My family loves it. I have a lot of family members that watch, a lot of team members that watch. The main sponsor for this league, which is Heart to Heart, Bobby Joe and BJ. I mean, Scotty and all those guys, man. It's just a great league to run in. I have so much fun. I could finish dead last and still have a blast in here. These guys are a lot of fun. There's a lot of respect, not a lot of chirping. My main sponsors, Track Bar Media or Track Bar Motorsports, and all the guys out there, and of course you guys with the broadcast. You guys do a bang up job, and really enjoy it. I look forward to watching it later.
We certainly can't wait for you to watch it here and see all the crazy parts and all the fun parts. But Vincent, man, it's been way too long since we talked to you. Hope we can get you back here soon enough. Congratulations getting to third place tonight, good sir.
10-4. Thanks, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, the driver number 15, Vincent Short. And honestly, I think that kind of wraps this one up here. Very, very telling words there from some drivers and very, very thoughtful thoughts on that. But nevertheless, as I've always said, and I'll say it again, that's racing sometimes. All right. But nevertheless, race fans, thank you so much for those that came in droves tonight on the comment section. Thank you so much for those that stuck around here. We appreciate every single one of you. Next week, we finish this season, and then very short after that, we'll be back with Heart to Heart Motorsports. We have another season with them lined up. We cannot wait to show it to you. But there is still a championship to be determined. Don't think for 1 second Austin Cornpost has ran away from Lane Powell. This one is still up for grabs next week. We have no idea what will happen. So you got to stay tuned with us here and come on down to see who can get it and win that race in Charlotte. It'll be a banger. But from all of us here at Speed Zone TV, big thank you again to Alan T. at Buick, GMC, Buchanan Resort, ALC Contractor, Spa Auto Sales, and to everyone that joined in. Stay tuned for the final one and for more racing to come here on Speed Zone TV. Thank you. God bless. Take care. Good night, everyone.